Hello, it's Richard Haggerty, and I'd like to take a few moments to start to talk about quit smoking motivation. I mean, what's going to motivate you to quit smoking? What's going to get you to the place where you can become a non-smoker? And it's really interesting what we've noticed over the past couple of decades, and more than that, actually working with people and taking them from being non-smoke or smokers all on that journey to being non-smokers and living their lives without cravings, without the constant struggle, is that there are a few basic things that you need to have in place. All right, so this is really good news because it's not as difficult and complex as you might think. um, it can be if you try to do it all by yourself without a plan. But there are a few simple things that can really help you and maximize your chances. And I want to talk about one in particular today, which is having a strong reason to quit. All right. So, look, you're doing a habit, whether it's vaping, whether it's cannabis, whether it's smoking cigarettes, that most people want to quit. Okay, most people who are smokers want to quit. Um, because they don't like the fact that there are some elements around it that they don't like, the way that they're breathing, the money that they're spending, just the fact that they're stuck and they're trapped in there. Okay, but another part of them does like, or another part of them feels like they need that. It's their kind of emotional crutch. I totally get that. But when I look at the people who've been successful, and and I noticed this several years ago. Um, Someone will come in and say, you know what? And I'd say, well, why do you want to stop smoking? And they say, well, my wife said I should stop smoking. I said, well, why do you want to stop? I said, well, my wife said I should stop. That person had more work to do. Someone else comes in, someone else contacts me for a consultation, a strategy call, and says, hey, you know what? When I was younger, I used to go running. I used to go trail running, or I used to go to the gym, and I used to exercise, used to train, and really enjoyed it. I've now got two young children. Yesterday, I went to the park, and I just realised that I was out of breath. I couldn't even keep up with them. Enough is enough. I want to get back that fitness that I had, and I want to be able to enjoy time. I want to be able to enjoy time with my children. I want to be able to go and do things with them. Who do you think has a stronger reason, a stronger motivation to make a change, to do it, to become a non-smoker? So really it's a question of finding something inside you that you really are emotionally connected to. Okay, and it could be something from the past. It could be something that you used to do that you just haven't done for a while, but you'd really love it to do again. Maybe it's going away on certain kinds of holidays. Maybe it's walks, maybe it's runs. Maybe it's something else that you used to do that you really enjoyed. And whether or not smoking directly impacts your ability to do that financially or physically or in terms of your health or your breathing, just the fact that you've got something that you different that you want to do, that you want to engage in, can really start to amplify the motivation inside. So you get your subconscious on board with you becoming a non-smoker. The other way to start thinking about this is, what's something that you aspire to do? You know, there are people out there who want to, for instance, run a marathon, or just even be able to run a mile or a kilometre, or do a 10-kilometre race, or maybe go for a longer walk with their children, or maybe just get some general fitness or lose some weight. Whatever it is, having something that you aspire to, that you want to do, that energizes you. You're not doing it because other people tell you to do it, but it really engages you, it inspires you, it motivates you. That will be something that creates this internal energy, this mental pressure that can support you on your journey to be a non-smoker. Now, it doesn't matter whether it's something positive from the past or something positive from the future. You can also use a kind of, should we say, a negative motivation to do this. Okay, so I recommend having something that you aspire to from for the future or something you enjoy from the past. But it's okay to start to take some time to consider the consequences, the full consequences of you continuing down this route. Okay, the consequences, for example, um, I know people who've spent all their money on cigarettes and not been able to afford food. All right, and so for them it's quite easy because then they can start to consider the consequences of opening their cupboards and the consequences to their health and for their family. So take some time to think about it. Another way to think about this is if you if you carry on as you are, if you don't make any changes, what's it going to do to the cost of your health? What's that going to do to your breathing? What kind of life are you going to have if you're living with a sense of regret that you can't do this? All right. There was one person I was speaking to recently, and she said, I finally managed to stop smoking. And I said, that's brilliant. She said, yeah, I did it all by myself. I said, that's amazing. I said, just tell me, what happened? She said, well, I started 40 years ago and I sort of fell off the wagon. I came back on and I'm 75 now and I've done it and I've quit for good. And I thought, good for you. But 40 years? 40 years to quit smoking. Wow. So here's the thing. If you're going to be the kind of person who um, makes this change, you've got to have an internal motivation. Why? The internal motivation is what will connect you with your subconscious. All right, your subconscious is a part of you that has all your potential. It has your memories in. It stores your ability to do things. It's a part of you that knows how, for instance, how to speak a language, how to walk, how to talk, how to breathe, how to do all those things automatically. And you communicate with your subconscious through language and imagery, but also through emotion. And the strong emotion that will come when you are connected to a single reason, a singular reason that is powerful and emotional for you, will help amplify the motivation so that you become a non-smoker. Now, one of the things to bear in mind is that if you don't go through a process of having a strong reason, if you don't find your why must I quit now, then things will stay the same. Nothing will change. Okay, and that's where people find themselves when they oscillate between falling off the wagon, getting back on again, all that kind of stuff, going through this kind of like vicious cycle that takes us so much energy. It's very draining. Think about it during the day. You have a limited pool of energy and willpower to do things. If you're spending all your time worrying and feeling regretful about smoking, where you've got to go, who you can and can't smoke with, the cost to your financially, the cost to your health, it causes so much stress and anxiety there. No wonder people fall back in the habit as a way to try and cope. We can help to break the anxiety, break the stress, but you've got to have a strong reason to quit. It's not too difficult to quit given the right circumstances, all right? But you have to get to this point of enough is enough. And you only get to enough is enough when you have a strong reason and you linger with it long enough. Okay, that reason becomes stronger and stronger. Okay, and eventually what happens is you look at the habit and you go, you know what? If I don't do anything, this habit is just going to take control over me. It's controlling my mind, it's controlling what I do, it's controlling my finances, it's impacting my health, my breath, it's impacting my relationship. Enough is enough. I don't want to live like this. I want to quit. And that's where you get quit smoking motivation. That's when you can stop smoking right now and become a non-smoker for good.